This next recipe is so good. A caramel apple cheesecake with a streusel topping. Now I'm gonna start our crust by measuring out 2 cups of all-purpose flour into my bowl. That's 1, 2. Okay, I've got 2 sticks of butter that have been softened. I'm gonna toss in. I've got a 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. I'm gonna put that in. And now I'm gonna use a pastry cutter to just blend this until it's crumbly. Now, if you don't have one of these little pastry cutters, that's all right. You can use a fork or even 2 bread knives. We want it to have the consistency of cornmeal. You know, like when you're cutting shortening into your biscuits. Okay, that's cut in nicely. Now, I'm gonna take my casserole dish. I've buttered the bottom of it. Now I'm gonna pour this in. And we're just gonna press that down. And this is gonna make a fabulous buttery crust for our cheesecake. And see how easy that's pressing down? Now I'm gonna put this in the oven at 350 degrees, and I'm gonna let this bake for 15 minutes. Okay, so in the oven this goes, 350 for 15 minutes. And the beauty of this recipe is we're not gonna have to let that crust cool. We can go ahead and make the cheesecake and pour it on there onto our crust warm. So there's no wait time on it. So that's great, that's great. So come on down here now. I've got 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese that have been softened, and I'm gonna add 2 eggs. And a 1/2 cup of sugar. And we're just gonna cream this until the sugar has dissolved. Okay, so that's nice and creamy. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second because I wanna come over here and I wanna make our apple topping. And I've got 3 Granny Smith apples that I've diced very finely. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And I'm just gonna toss that together. All right, now we're gonna take our crust out of the oven. It's been baking for 15 minutes. Look at that pretty crust. Doesn't that look good? Okay. Now we're gonna pour our cream cheese over our crust, and it's all right that the crust is warm because this is going back in the oven. Okay. So there we go. All right, now we're just gonna take our apple topping and I'm just gonna distribute that across the top of our cheesecake. So as good as this looks, y'all, we're not done with it yet. I'm gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm gonna show you how to put the streusel topping on this, and we're gonna put it in the oven. And before you know it, we're gonna have another one of those wonderful winter warmers. So step on in here, y'all. Let me show you how to make this quick streusel topping. I've got 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I've got 1 stick of butter that's at room temperature. I've got 1 cup of packed light brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of quick cooking oats. Now I'm just gonna take my fork and cut all that in together. And that doesn't take but just a second because I got that butter really nice and at room temperature. So for any of y'all that are just joining us, today's been all about winter warmers. You know, dishes that just taste so good when there's a nip in the air, and nothing will satisfy you but something warm going down your belly. Okay, so we got our streusel mixed up. Now I'm just gonna take this and just sprinkle it over the top of those apples. Streusel is a German word for sprinkling, which is just what I'm doing now. Looks perfectly delicious, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven, 350 degrees. I'm gonna bake this for about 30 minutes. What better than a warm caramel apple cheesecake with a streusel topping and a little caramel drizzled on top of it? Look at that. I wish you were here to have some with me, but since you're not, I'll have your bite for you. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.